Welcome to Kiwi Culture. This is the first episode of this football podcast show, how you want to call it. I'm your host, Mod Elga.
And I'm your second host,
Well,
Danny, my god.
you could be
Co-host.
Co-host, yeah, that's the right term. And yeah, we're gonna talk about football. We got some topics to talk about, and we're gonna start by talking about Klopp leaving Liverpool, Xavi leaving Barca, and who's gonna replace them at Barcelona and Liverpool, and some other teams that may have a new manager. And then we're gonna talk about the AFCON, the African Cup of Nations, because we had some upsets yesterday. For us, Morocco got knocked out by South Africa.
Dude, why are you spoiling the fun for everyone?
Well,
Come on.
I think they
Skip
know
it.
it. I think they know it.
Skip it.
Let's start with Liverpool. Klopp leaving Liverpool. As you can see, I'm wearing a Liverpool top. This is the third kit.
Yeah, dude, I already knew
This-
that.
of this
I already
season.
knew
I
that.
like it. And yeah, it was a big upset as a Liverpool fan. People don't know it, so I have to say it. I'm a Liverpool fan and an AC Milan fan, and as you can see, he's an Inter Milan fan. So yeah, the perfect mix.
Yeah, the
Uh,
perfect mix. Come on. Can somebody tell me how is AC Milan's biggest nightmare?
Yeah,
How
they
can you have a
lost,
fan of two of those teams and one
it
cause your
doesn't matter
biggest
because
nightmare?
when
It
I
can't
started
happen.
supporting Liverpool, AC Milan was in the same place as Liverpool. It was a dark year. Yeah, that's it. Then Mo Salah came and all that happened. We know the story.
Yeah, he's
So-
a bandwagon. When Klopp joined, he
No.
got on the wagon.
No, I'm a really big fan of the. So yeah, let's talk about Liverpool. Let's get to the point. So Klopp left Liverpool. I was really upset. I almost cried. I have to say, I almost cried.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And yeah, because he is still really important. I can imagine a Liverpool team without Klopp. I think he's the biggest star in that team. I think they can lose Van Dijk and Salah. Maybe not Alexander-Arnold, but Klopp is he's the main man in the team. He took them after Brendan Rodgers left in 2015. 9 years. He did what he did. He won everything except the Europa League. Maybe this season could be it.
Well, we already know that Mo Salah this season, most probably, he's not going to be in that team anymore.
Yeah.
He already started
they
talks
should
with Saudi. He
They
is
should have-
probably not going to be there.
Yeah, that
Since Bobby and Sadio left him, he's been so sad.
No, I don't think he's been sad because he's the main man in that squad and he can do whatever he wants.
Look, that trio was so good, but it only worked because Bobby was the glue in it.
Yeah.
Sadio and Salah have always been one against the other for having the biggest numbers in the club, but Bobby, he was the one that tied the two up, and that was a great trio.
Yeah.
Firmino started losing potential. He grew older sooner than the other two, and that broke apart really quickly and it degenerated. But yeah, now Salah, he's won everything. The only thing that he hasn't won, and he still is not gonna win, is
The African
unfortunately
Cup of Nations.
the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Bobby was the glue in that trio. I think Salah is happy now because he's the main man in that front three, so he can do whatever he wants. He can be, yeah, he's the main man. But the glue wasn't Firmino. The glue was Klopp, and he's still Klopp at Liverpool. Him leaving is maybe the biggest upset that Liverpool had. Even if they lost the Europa League final, the two Premier Leagues by 1 point. The two Champions League finals. He is the biggest upset and he is the saddest moment in Liverpool recent history.
so you're gonna tell me that when Jordan Henderson left, you were all happy and everything?
I was a bit upset, but yeah, I really liked him as a player. I'm not talking about the person. Yeah, so I think Xabi, and I hope Xabi Alonso will replace him because he's got a style of football that I really like. We're gonna get to that, talk about that soon. He's a Liverpool legend, of course, and he is. He scored the
Worst part of his career is probably
that he's a Liverpool legend.
Yeah.
What?
He was a lot better when he was older at
Yeah,
Bayern and in his prime at Real.
yeah, he was
Maybe
better.
he did not
but,
win at...
I think maybe the most important moment, maybe the second because he won the World Cup, but the second most important moment of his career was scoring the third goal after the penalty miss against AC Milan.
So tap in.
Yeah, but it was an important goal.
Yeah, I can take that.
Yeah, so I think he's the right man for Liverpool. I hope he becomes the next Liverpool manager. I don't know if they get him, they'll be able to get him this year. They could get someone like the Xabi or even the Brentford manager Thomas Frank. Let's see. Xabi Alonso style of play, I think, is the best for Liverpool. Let's talk about it. So he plays even at Real Sociedad B. I think he played like that. I don't remember. I can't remember right now. But yeah, he plays with 3-4-2-1.
Yeah, he does.
At Bayer Leverkusen, he's really do well. I don't think he'll win the Bundesliga. It will be another Bayer Leverkusen.
Why are you skipping parts? We're still at managers changing. Come on. See how the topic.
No, but
I think that finally there could be a manager that helps Trent give him his next step in his career to become a great player because...
he's already a great player.
Yeah, but he's terrible at defending. Everybody knows it. Everybody has seen him with England, with Liverpool, whatever it is. He doesn't know how to defend. Dude's terrible at defending. But he has great feet. He has vision. He knows how to pass. He knows how to shoot. And he knows how to play. He does really good. Xabi would want him to have... he would want to balance out the team, and he probably would want to have a defensive four usually. Even when they are in offense, you want to have four behind you that give you safety. And Robertson, he's great with his feet too, but he's not as good as Trent, and that's clear. And you would have Trent that pushes a lot more on offense, and you would have Robertson pulling back and trying to cover more, so the defense would slide and they would go and cover his part of the pitch more.
Yeah, that's what Bayer Leverkusen are doing with Grimaldo. Even if when they are attacking,
yeah, exactly,
he's attacking. But
Grimaldo's not playing as a right wing back. He's playing more offensive, and that's why
he's very offensive when they are attacking. But when they are defending, they defend.
Yeah, but you could still count,
or even 4 Grimaldo, but
they defend
stays
with
high
5 when they're all back.
Pitch. Yeah,
but you could count that then as a normal right back with 3 center mids.
Yeah, but
sorry, center backs. My bad.
How can you help the fact that Trent can defend by not letting him defend? That's the solution.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's a 3-4.
Yeah, that helps
2-1. And I think it's the best formation even in attack and even in midfield because they have Wasaguendo, the only defensive midfielder. If you play with only 2 midfielders, they could be Gravenberg, Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones. You don't need a defensive midfielder. They have the center. They need to buy another center back, but they've got Kwanzaa, Van Dijk, of course, and Konate.
Well, I think it always helps to have a defensive mid.
Yeah.
Even if you're not required to have one, it's always good to have somebody that is going to keep in line the defense and he's going to manage the midfield of the team and he is going to be the brain of the team.
As a great substitute, he's not going to play.
Dude,
they don't need him because you already got the 3 center backs.
I'm gonna compare 2 things that maybe are not that close, but still, when you have three center backs, they tend to blend the formations.
Yeah.
But you have Inter, you play with two center mids, classic center mids, and you have Çalhanoğlu that plays as a defensive mid. Dude could not defend when he was at AC Milan.
Yeah.
He came under Antonio Conte. No, wait, sorry, my bad. First year of Simone Inzaghi, and he could not defend. But Simone Inzaghi revolutionized his way of thinking and playing the game. And he took the role of Marcelo Brozovic, who was a beautiful defensive mid. And Çalhanoğlu does it better because he has better feet, he has vision, and even if he isn't that good under pressure or at defending, he goes back for all the balls he loses or his teammate lose. He's going to be there some way or another. And it's always good to have that one more man that even if the midfield gets passed and it's the defense against the offense of the other team, you have that defensive mid that is going to come back like a bat out of hell, and he's going to try to take that ball no matter what. And if he does that in a clean way without making a foul, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I do agree with you, but Inter played with a 3-5, two strikers. If Liverpool play, Xabi Alonso plays with 3-4-2-1. Even there are three strikers, but they could be. I think it's the best way to play for Liverpool because in attack they don't have pure wingers, except of Luis Diaz. But I think he could go. He said that he'd love to play for Barcelona, but I think he could go. I love him, but
Luis Diaz, if he doesn't get injured, he could play for any team in this world.
I love him, but if with Xabi, I don't think he could play. I think the best attack, if Salah goes, would be Diogo Jota, Gakpo, and Nunez because they're more. They can play in a more central. Even Diogo Jota and Gakpo especially, and Nunez can play on the wings. So yeah.
Look, I don't know much about the Prem because I know what I know, but it's not the main championship that I follow. I'm sorry, but
yeah,
I'm a Serie A fan. I'm not gonna switch that. And
well, I'm a Serie A fan as well, but I was the Premier League.
well,
That's it.
You don't even watch AC games. Come on.
Don't tell lies.
And well, what it seems to me, at least at Liverpool, and maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe I'm wrong, so you tell me. But I don't know. It seems to me like Gakpo, he still is a really good young talent. But at PSV, it seemed like he had something more. It seemed like he had something to prove that he wanted to show everyone what he could do. Instead, now at Liverpool, it seems like he's being underused. He's not showing that much potential, and he's not making those numbers. And obviously, you can't make those numbers that he was making at PSV because he doesn't play that quantity of time. But still, it seems to me like Klopp mismanaged him a little bit.
He didn't do that because you can play him. He played him a few times as a midfielder, but now you have Curtis Jones who's playing really well. You can take him out of the team. You got Luis Diaz who's back. You got Diogo Jota who doesn't even play that much, and he's maybe the most important player this season for Liverpool.
I love Diogo Jota.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of his highlight reels,
Darwin Nunez, right? He couldn't score before, now he's scoring, but I think he's the most talented player.
What was it? What was he said last year? Oh, why did he not win the Ballon d'Or this year?
No,
what?
No, I think he's gonna win the Ballon d'Or in the next few years. Yeah, that's true. He's gonna win the Ballon d'Or. Darwin Nunez will win the Ballon d'Or in the next 2-3 years. He's that good. He's better than Haaland because he can dribble. He can play everywhere, and he causes chaos. Yeah, that's it. I think
he causes chaos like headbutting Anderson in one of his first games, or like hitting a post when the goal's clearly open. But he causes chaos. Yeah, the team.
Okay, but he scores a lot of bangers. You can't deny that. He is a good player. He's better than Erling Haaland because he's a box merchant. Yeah.
It's even a talent to be at the right place at the right time. That's a talent.
Yeah.
And
He's at the right
some
place
players
at the right
don't have
time.
that.
He's at the right place at the right time. Yeah. What was us saying? Yeah, Gakpo I think would thrive under Xabi Alonso in that role, and even Diogo Jota would thrive even more.
Oh yeah,
behind,
that's true
Nunez.
because it seems like
Yeah.
now it could be an overperformance, obviously, but I was watching an interview of Mourinho a couple days ago, and he was talking about players that he managed that he thought could potentially be coaches, and he was talking about his players at Real Madrid at the time, and he said that all of them great players, great guys, great minds, but when he proposed to them to get patents, certifications, and I'm sorry about that, and certifications and becoming coaches, they all said, no, we love football, but we don't want to do that.
Even Ronaldo. No, I don't
All of
think
them.
so.
All of them
I
said
don't
that.
think so.
That's
okay.
okay. Jose says a lot of dumb shit, but those were his words. I'm just quoting.
Jose reported Mourinho.
Yeah, I'm just quoting Jose Mourinho, the special one. I'm not making up anything.
The special one.
But he was highlighting the fact that the first player that came to mind to him when thinking about a player that could become a great coach, he was thinking about Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
Because in his career, he's been a world-class midfielder. He has the football heritage because his father was his coach and he was also a football player.
Yeah.
They have football in the family. They've always loved the game. And Mourinho said at the time, he's not interested as of now, but that could change potentially. And what happened? Xabi did change his mind, and last season he did a great job saving Leverkusen's ass from getting relegated because before him they had not won one single game in the first 9 games of their season, and he got them in the top 4. No, wait, sorry, top 5. Yes. And
he was managed by great managers.
yeah, exactly.
Mourinho, Ancelotti, Rafa Benitez, Vicente del Bosque, the Spanish manager.
Yeah. Yeah, those were the exact same words of.
Did you know that
of Jose?
he's friendly with Arteta? I think he played with Arteta when he was younger in the Basque region. Yeah,
I believe.
even the Bournemouth manager is from the same region in Spain. Yeah, so he's gonna be a great manager. Yeah,
Could potentially be a great manager.
the ghost of all managers.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say he can't. I like his style. Yeah, so we're gonna stop a second, talk of the latest case of managers just deciding to get up and quit their job, and we have one of the so-called best midfielders of the 2010s, and that should be Xavi. And
You don't think that?
no, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna take.
But who's a better midfielder
Look,
in the 2010s?
I'm gonna take prime Wesley Sneijder all day long.
Different role.
Still
Different
midfielder.
position. Yeah, even Maradona is still midfielder. If you put him in a top 10, he was not. He was top 5, no, top 3 midfielders in the 2010s.
Look, I like a lot more Cesc Fabregas. I like a lot
But
more
it's not bad.
Ozil.
Mm.
Even if he's still more defensive, I love Sergio Busquets over Xavi. I'm gonna pick
Iniesta.
Sergio Busquets.
Modric.
I don't like Iniesta.
Yeah, you
I don't
like
like.
Iniesta.
I don't like Iniesta. I'm sorry.
You like Modric just
Yeah, I like Modric.
Yeah.
Great player.
against the goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xabi leaving Barcelona. I think we should do a little prediction on, who's gonna manage the top, maybe the top teams next season.
Yeah, now we're gonna briefly talk about teams and what managers could take the place of the current ones if the season were to end how it is or on the same wave of fact.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. So we talk about Liverpool. I think, and I hope Xabi Alonso will manage Liverpool next season. What do you think?
I think Liverpool is stacked with talent as of now. There are a lot of decent young players that still have to break through, but they're on the verge of it, and they have a lot of potential because if you're 18 years old and you're playing in the Premier, even if it's scrap time, you have to be a good player. It's not a matter of you are, you aren't. You are.
Yeah.
You just have to get to that. And maybe you're not going to prove it, but you had the potential to be a really good player because you wouldn't be there. And I think with the current team that they have, if they were to retain Salah, even if he is getting older, but he still puts up big performances and great numbers, yeah, I think almost anybody could manage them. The one that I would like to see is Antonio Conte.
Antonio Conte later.
Yeah, for various reasons. But Antonio Conte has a winning mentality, and it's what Liverpool is kind of lacking now. Not because Klopp isn't a winner. That's not what I'm trying to say. But he tends to get second place by great coaches, and it's been Pep for a long part of his career. It's always been Pep in the Bundes and in the Prem.
He's the only one that's managed to kick Pep's ass. That's true.
And so Antonio Conte did not win the season when he went to Chelsea.
He won once. That was after Leicester, and City wasn't in a great place.
Yeah, but that's what you need from Antonio Conte. You need him one good whack at that, and he's gonna deliver. He's going to deliver.
I think he's washed, and I read some news. He committed his future to AC Milan, I think so.
No, he still hasn't officially, and I really hope that does not happen.
And
that's my
That's
my second reason why I would prefer him at Liverpool, because I don't want him to manage AC Milan because he's a Juventus legend. He shit on Inter his whole career as a player and as a coach, but he's the only one that managed to bring us something after 10 years that we were lacking from every point of view.
He's not a great profile for Liverpool because after two seasons he'll go.
Look, he leaves when you stop giving him the money to spend on the players that he wants.
They don't have the money. They don't spend that much. That's true. If he wants the money, he can go back to Chelsea.
How much did Liverpool spend this season?
Not much.
Not much. What was it, 60 million for McAllister?
It was 35 million pounds.
Come
for
on.
Gravenberg. End of 15 or 20.
Maybe 30 probably.
Yeah, I think around...
Do you think millions are like peanuts?
Yeah, but Chelsea spend more. We know that. Spend more.
Yeah, and Chelsea can't spend anymore as of now.
Yeah.
Because of regulations, they don't have.
I think we could also make a case for Postecoglou as a Liverpool manager. He's a Liverpool fan. He's been a Liverpool fan when he was young. So, but I don't think
he's not going to leave Tottenham
after one season.
Yeah, he's not going to leave that because he's in a good situation, and the only thing that is keeping him back is the injury of his own players, and that's not an excuse because all players get injured, but he's missing key elements of his team. And
he's got that charisma as Klopp, so maybe, you don't know.
Look, then you can even put Gary Neville or Roy Keane. They also have charisma. Great charisma. Micah, yeah, exactly. Take Micah. Great coach.
Or Jamie Carragher. Yeah.
Nah, Micah's better. More fun.
Barcelona. Who's gonna manage Barcelona next season? I'm gonna say it. Thiago Motta. Who do you think will manage Barcelona next season?
Look, this is gonna seem so dumb, but player that a coach that I would recall if I were Barcelona, he has a really strange way of making his teams play because it's a lot of tiki-taka, but I would do everything in my power if I were a Barcelona president to call back Luis Enrique. Because I really like how his teams pass too much the ball. That's a problem.
Yeah,
but he's a really nice guy. He has great tactical ideas. He knows how to communicate with his players, and the matches and the results show that he puts the work in, and his players also do, and the results come.
Yeah, but I think the thing about the passes is true, but they only know that at Barca. And the players at La Masia know that.
Exactly. That's why you
So-
should recall somebody
yeah.
that does tiki-taka.
Yeah, that's it. Bayern Munich. I'm gonna say it right now. Next season, if you're gonna get sacked from Manchester United, the Bayern manager will be Erik ten Hag. He was a Bayern manager. I think he did manage Bayern, maybe the second team. Well, not the second team, the under 23. When Pep was there, so that's before his Ajax time, and I think he could be the right choice for Bayern.
Look,
He's not a bad coach.
Look,
Man
my-
United is just a bad place. That's it.
My option for Bayern Munich is going to be so absurd, but I think it would be so much fun because Bayern need to bring out more of their potential. They have great young stars. They have a compact team and a great midfield filled with players that have
Not so young.
not so young. Yeah, that's true, but is being young the key to success? And the coach that I'm going to say, he proved it more than once. He proved it 4 times. I'm talking about Zinedine Zidane. And I think he could bring out the full potential of Harry Kane because under Southgate, that's never going to happen. Under, who was it, Pochettino? Yeah, that's a joke. The only player with who he had a chance was Jose, but that was kind of a joke also. I think Zidane could really work well because he needs a group of players that are winners. And at Bayern, almost all of them have already won something. Yeah, not only their league, but they won the Champions League a couple years ago. And you have a guy like Zidane that goes in a team with a winning mentality, a winning history, and maybe he could try to repeat what he already did with Real. Probably not at that level of success, but he could win at least 1 or 2 maybe if he tried.
If they continue robbing players from Bundesliga teams, I think they could do it. Yeah.
What was it? Big always fucks small.
Yeah, that's it. Because, they always have a manager that wins the Bundesliga. That's easy. But they don't have...
That's the minimum requirement for
they
anyone.
don't have that thing to win the Champions League, even if they have a great team, because
It's
they won it.
stacked. It's
Yeah.
stacked everywhere.
they won it
It's-
only once with Lewandowski. With no,
Ballon
everyone
d'Or
was fine.
Lewandowski.
Yeah, Ballon d'Or Lewandowski, of course. But they could have won it, I think, at least 2 times, 3 times, maybe.
Yeah, well, they also got robbed a couple times. We'll remember all those Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, but whatever. We're not going to talk about
Yeah,
that
not
now.
bad back then.
Yeah, but those situations were so out of line.
Even Liverpool against Roma. Even you can name 1,000 matches like that. So yeah. Man United. So we talk about Ten Hag maybe getting sacked. I think the right manager would be one who's in the Premier League right now, Roberto De Zerbi. He's the right manager. He needs to do that next step in his career. He's an AC Milan fan. I would really love him at Milan, but so we don't have 20 million to pay.
We don't have the capacities.
We don't have the capacity, of course. We should need we need to pay 20 million to get him. So I think we're just gonna get Conte and pay him 20 million a season. That's like
2 plus
Yeah.
2 is 4.
he plays really well with Brighton. I think he could do that at Man United with Onana, who's great with his feet. But
Yeah, hasn't proven it recently, but as an Inter fan, I can tell you.
he's good.
Onana had his share of tough moments all season, but the thing is that his dark moments were few, and they were quickly outshined by all the great memories that he brought. And I was sad when he left, but what can you say? 55 million? You can't say no to that. It's Sunday Onana. You paid him zero the season before. You have to give him away.
And it's not even his fault because the defense is terrible. A lot of injuries at Man United.
Look, I'm always gonna support him no matter what.
Yeah.
But I think first seasons are always tough. I think that the fact that the defense of United is what it is does not help him in any way. A lot of times he makes questionable decisions, but he's always done that in his career. He's created problems at Ajax, but he also saved them from many terrible situations.
Yeah.
With Cameroon, same thing. He goes out and gets balls that should not interest him, but that can also
it's
help.
a United problem. They're not good. They are not good right now mentally, and it's not a great place to be. Even Ten Hag is good. He made some questionable choices like letting Ronaldo go, De Gea go, treating
Sancho's
bad.
worse.
Sancho
I think
bad.
Sancho's is now is worse because, okay, Ronaldo, I'm not his favorite fan, but what can I say? He is a really good player. Really good player. In his prime, one of the two best players in the world. But
Okay, yeah.
dude,
I think
he's never going to be first. Come on. Not
No, one of the two. Yeah,
One of
he's
the two.
1 and 2.
No,
And even Messi is 1 and 2. 1 and 1.
I think Ronaldo in his prime was one of the two best players in the world and probably of history of football. But the thing is, when you reach that age, you won that much, and I'm sorry to say it, but you have that big of an ego. It's hard to control a team. You have to remember that he was on top of the football world, and he's not going to step down easily, even if he's on his last beats. But he's still going to try whatever he can to keep on track and show that there's even more that he can do. And probably there isn't, but he showed a lot of things in a lot of moments, and great respect. But I'm sorry to say it, but how Ronaldo went out, that wasn't. Wait.
We're losing.
Wait, sorry.
The plot. We need to talk about tonight.
Sorry. Like, how he went out of that team, that's questionable. But why he went out, I can understand that. And if I were a United team fan, I would back it up. I'm sorry to say, but I would back it
So
up.
who's gonna be the next Man United manager?
Look, I'd keep Ten Hag. As of now, United are closing to Chelsea as a black hole team, or whoever goes there, whatever happens, it's not going to be a good situation. What can happen, as my best point of view, is try to play it out, see how it goes, and hope that the situation kind of resolves itself. Like, players are going to get paid to do that, to play, so they're going to have to show a little bit of what you call cojones. So at one point or another, it's going to get to, or we play decently, or we're scrubs. And they're not scrubs. They're decent players, even also good and really good players, but they don't show it.
I think we should give also some hope to Man United fans, because even Sir Alex didn't do it really well the first few seasons when.
It's a little bit ludicrous to compare Ten Hag to Sir Alex Ferguson, but whatever. I get the point.
Let's get back to it. So, Roma. Who's gonna be the next Roma manager?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna talk about this one because it's fresh. It just happened. They just put a legend of the club in Jose Mourinho's place, and so far, although it's been against terrible teams in Serie A top
They won 3
flight,
times.
but they won 2 games out of 2.
No, you have to count even the Al Shabab game,
Yeah, come on, whatever. It's like playing
the friendly game. Yeah,
whatever.
But they won 3 times.
They won 3 games out
I
of 3.
think they're gonna keep him at the end of the season because
Yeah.
he's really gonna do well.
Look, we have a friend that is a Roma player. He thinks this is a terrible.
I don't think he's a Roma player. Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. He's a Roma fan. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. We have a friend that is a Roma fan, and he thinks that the LC was thrown in the middle of a shitstorm. I think that's partly true, but Mourinho was rock bottom. You can just go out from there. Roma had a terrible playing style, and it was all defense, and other defense. So the LC has thrown a couple passes and a couple goals in the mix, so that's a little bit more interesting. And I would keep him.
Yeah, I would keep it. So yeah, let's get to AC Milan. Who's gonna be the next manager for AC Milan? We heard the news. We talked about it before. Antonio Conte could be the next manager. I think they already talked for next season, and yeah, it's a questionable choice, but he's a winner. I think there is a statistic that since Nero Rocco, as a he was since then they every coach that already won the Serie A before and came to Milan didn't win it. All the winners were
that would make me happy.
New managers,
That would make me happy.
and Ancelotti, etc. So Antonio Conte, yeah. What do you think? Who's gonna be the next manager? You don't want Antonio Conte to go out to his...
obviously don't want Antonio Conte because he brings to the table winning mentality, a decent offensive game because his teams score a lot, although they do a lot of defense, but they have a great defense. They do not concede goals, at least not in Dio merda. They do not concede goals they do not concede goals. The thing is, if I were AC Milan as of now, yeah, I'd consider Antonio Conte because Inter hated him. He went there, he won. Juventus, he was a legend. He went there, he won. Why couldn't it not happen a third time? He went to Chelsea also, so why couldn't it not happen a fourth time?
Because they don't have the money.
Dude, they have the money. They're being backed up by other financiers.
Rafael. Yeah. Okay.
Antonio Conte will sell Rafael at the instant.
Yeah.
When he becomes manager, Rafa is out of the team
He
because
doesn't need him.
no, because he would rather have Thierry Hernandez play as left mid instead of having Rafa do that. Because at least Theo can defend some. Leo can't even fan him to go on defense for a ball.
Get Jonathan David in attack with Jolic or Gio. That's it.
Look, yeah, and that's where I think it's gonna be tricky for AC Milan. I think they're gonna go for a young coach with great ideas. I think they're gonna opt for a more Thiago Motta coach. And that is gonna happen only if Thiago Motta can show that his teams do not break apart. Because that is one of the big issues. Antonio Conte shows that even in rough times, his teams go on and persevere and they get up. Quickly, they get up and they go back at fighting. A lot of coaches, instead, do not have that. When the team starts to lose, the team's morale crashes and the team does terribly. And if Thiago Motta can show that now, Bologna, the team he currently manages, is not doing that well. They haven't won one game in the last 4, if I'm not wrong, but I could be mistaken. And his team is starting to play a little bit average. The only positive thing is that they managed to tie against AC Milan and had 2 penalties against them. That's the only good thing that happened in the last month.
They did play well. They have got great talent.
Yeah, but that's the only good thing that happened to them in the last month.
I don't think Thiago Motta will go there because I
Thiago
think
Motta's
he'll
leaving
go
Bologna.
to he left Bologna, but to the last team that we need to talk about, I think he'll go to Juventus. It is more acceptable going to Juventus as an Inter legend, even if I don't think he's an Inter legend. He's more of a PSG legend.
Oh, what?
A PSG legend.
Oh, what?
He's an Inter icon, but not even an icon. He's an Inter great player.
Oh, what?
It's more acceptable going to Juventus than Milan. Yeah, that's true. I think that's true.
Yeah, look, the rivalry maybe did not exist between Juventus and Inter because Juventus were relegated in those years, but As an ex-player of my favorite team, I would be glad for him wherever he went. Obviously, if he won the league in front of us, I wouldn't be happy about it. But still, best wishes to him.
Yeah.
The only thing is that he has a really big issue with micromanaging every aspect of his team. And I think that causes a lot of burnout for his players. And that is why Bologna, as of now, are not doing that well. Because they're overwhelmed with too much. And he tends to do that. Because as a player, he fed balls. He scouted the field all the time. He was looking for the best pass. He was creating chances. He was not missing. And he keeps on doing that as a coach. It's the same mentality that made him a winner, a treble winner with Inter Milan. And
Even Montari was a terrible winner.
Montari was a great legend for Inter. But it made him a great midfielder in that team, and it makes him a really good coach as of today. He has a lot of potential, and it could go really big.
But we have to balance the scale. So Conte, Juventus legend, went to Inter. Thiago Motta, Inter legend, will go to Juventus, I think. And talking about Conte, when he was at Inter Milan, he said that he would rather die before letting Hakimi take a penalty. And that's the next topic. The AFCON, African Cup of Nations, we had a lot of upsets yesterday for us. As we said at the start, Morocco got knocked out by South Africa. Yeah, Hakimi missed the penalty. The penalty when they were 1-0 down. What do you think about it?
Look, it's tough to talk about that game. So, I love Hakimi. I don't like Morocco. I don't know. I like other teams in the African Cup of Nations. I like the dark.
I was gonna say that's a bit racist, but yeah.
No. That's not my point. I'm from everywhere in the world. Not Africa. I'm sorry, but I'm from everywhere in the world.
Yeah, from Africa. Everyone from
yeah,
Africa.
at some point I was.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of Morocco just because they managed to tie with Congo, and I'm a really big fan of Congo because they have a lot of interesting players. And, well, that's just part of why I don't like them. But the thing is, yeah, Hakimi missed the penalty. Morocco had the chances, and they still lost 2-0.
Yeah.
I think part of it was because the defense was a little bit shaky that game. The first game, it was clearly onside, but because one defender was out of position of about 2 meters, and he put his team in a terrible situation, allowing the striker of South Africa to get a really easy goal in that situation. And the 2-0 goal, well, it's in the, what was it, 95th minute?
Yeah, 94.
Doesn't count. They're already out, first of all. And second,
Yeah, but it wouldn't have happened if Hakimi scored the goal, the penalty, because they were attacking.
No,
it's
true. But did you see the second goal?
Yeah, I saw it.
What can you do against that? Bono touched it,
he went on the post, I think. So yeah,
dude can do much about it. That was brilliant strike.
But
that was a brilliant strike. The thing is, if you look at how Hakimi takes the shot and what happens to the ball, you could say that he didn't kick it well. You could say that he hit some grass and the ball flicked up.
Kicked it too well.
Yeah, I can agree a lot with that, because what we've seen so far with the African Cup of Nations is that the balls are tricky. They are lighter and they pick up on speed really quickly. You have who was it? Bebe's goal with Cape Verde in one of the first games. He scored a banger from 40 meters. Yeah, okay, the goalkeeper did some numbers on it, but the thing is, there was also the sun in his face, so that did not help because the ball was going up and then it dropped at the last moment. And then it also turned.
You're saying that it's a Jabulani 2.0?
Yeah, that's what I've been reading about the balls. They think they're close to that, but yeah, they're strange. And it seems like a lot of players have been noticing this and taking advantage of it. Apparently, Morocco did not, because also Onai had a great chance at a certain point of the game, and he went for an amazing finish. But he kicked the ball so hard it went in the stands. But look, I was watching that action. I could not figure out where the ball went. It seemed like a home run out of the stadium.
Morocco did attack really well, but I think South Africa defended well as well. And I think they got a case in the favor because I would like to compare them to the Egyptian team that won 3 African Cup of Nations when they had Abu Trika, Al-Adari and that, because they were all players from the same team. And the South African players are from the same league, except one player who plays at Al Ahly in Egypt, Percy Tau. They play at Mamelodi Sundowns FC. 8 players or 7 players in the first 11. The other plays in the South African league, and I think it's a case in the favor because they know how to play with each other. Same thing with the Egyptian team who won 3 African Cup of Nations. So it's more of a team. Morocco, they've got the superstars. Everyone plays in Europe, in big teams in Europe as well. But they are not a team. They need maybe another manager or more time before the tournament to prepare well.
Look, I get your point about the chemistry of South Africa, but I think you're missing something about that point. You're comparing a free winner of the African Cup of Nations that also played in the best African team club of all time.
They are a great team. They kicked out Al Ahly in a tournament.
Yeah, because Al Ahly this year is doing strange things. They're having a lot of issues in
They
Egypt.
are top 3 teams in Africa right now.
Yeah,
Melody Sundowns.
Al Ahly, that team with Abu Trika and all those phenomena in that era, that's been the best football team in Africa.
They didn't play football. They managed to perfect the, as we call it here in Italy, the catenaccio, parking the bus. South Africa did that. And they were doing counter-attacks, yeah. Morocco went out. Who also went out? Ghana. Egypt, of course.
You're missing the favorite ones.
Egypt.
Favorites.
Who's the favorite?
Obviously Senegal.
Senegal.
Obviously. They had the best offensive strike power in all of the teams because they had the biggest names, really interesting players. They play so good, but yeah, Senegal went out with Côte d'Ivoire, and what was Côte d'Ivoire doing until that game? Because I saw, what was it, 2?
They sacked the manager after.
They tried to get on loan the manager of the ex-manager of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
They are crazy.
But you need that craziness to win the African Cup of Nations. That's why Senegal went out. And they, as Morocco, they thought they were favorites and they weren't. That's it.
I think it was a 50-50 match. More like Senegal thought they had the game in the bag with that 1-0. They thought Côte d'Ivoire was not going to do much about it because that's what they showed in the first 3 games. Because apart from winning the first game against a terrible team and managing to lose against a Nigeria that I personally don't like how they play, even if they're probably the most favorite team as of now, but I don't really like them how they play. They have big names, but I don't like the style. They don't have
a midfield. They only have striking power.
They have Iwobi, but they don't have much.
Yeah, he's not a midfielder.
But apart from that, I think they kind of overestimated how much that 1 goal difference would make for them. And when Côte d'Ivoire got their chance, they picked it up and they started attacking in the second quarter of the game.
Yeah,
and the game changed completely. And even in the added time? No,
extra time.
Yeah, in the extra time. I'm sorry, in the extra time, even there, Côte d'Ivoire was still showing that they could still be in the game, and
the player who scored was on the bench, who scored the penalty. They had also Sebastian Haller on the bench, Pepe on the bench, a lot of great players.
And Sebastian Haller is the one that passed the ball for getting the penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But,
even
I think they're better. I know they knocked them out, but they're better because Ghana players are washed. You got Sadio Mane who played
Ghana.
Senegal players. Sorry,
You're
are
still
washed.
thinking about Ghana going out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
Senegal players are washed. Mane played Xabi Bayern Munich. He's playing the Saudi Pro League. Mendy was one of
Look,
the best players.
I have to say, that was one of the best games I've seen from Indy in a long time. The one that was at the World Cup, nothing compared to the one that was playing the other night.
But
He was
now
playing decently.
you can compare it to the Champions League winnings in season with
Yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
yeah. So
No, I'm really sorry about I did not like also Senegal because they were too much as favorites, but I'm sorry about Lamine Camara going out. He is a midfielder from Metz, I think.
that you was
2004.
crying.
Yeah, but I saw a couple of games of Senegal, and that kid is really good at
Oh.
playing football, and he deserved it.
I think they dragged him out of the pitch because
Yeah, it
because it
could
worked.
be. It was really sad, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Cote d'Ivoire risked going out and were saved by Morocco, and then they kicked out the winners of the last edition, and that's
half
absurd.
favorites because they're playing at home, of course.
Yeah, what was it that you said? Yeah, I'd rather go out at the 16, the round of 16s instead of getting to the semifinals and losing with Senegal. Well, that's in so quickly.
Yeah, I think Egypt could have done better. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, if Egypt had went through with Congo, they would be
You
up
don't
there.
have your best player, maybe the best player for Egypt in this tournament, Ashur, who did the backflip in training and went to the hospital. You didn't have Marmoush fit. Yeah, so I think that's better for
I think Egypt plays more as a system. It's not single players. It's more a system.
they don't play. It's not a system.
Yeah, but
it's not players.
it's
They don't play.
okay. You don't like it.
don't play.
You are so much a hater of your team. You're a hater of Egypt, but they're decent to watch. They're fun. I don't know how you don't like Hegazi. He's so good in defense.
Yeah,
He
he
makes
plays well.
he makes crazy tackles
I
that
didn't say
90% of
he
the
was
time you're gonna say what the hell, but 90% of the time
No, I really
they're
like
good
him, but
tackles.
you don't have a midfield. You've got Nani who defends, but you don't have.
And he went out of the game really quickly also against Congo because he was
No, he played until the last few minutes, I think.
yeah, but they pulled him out and he could have been one of the penalty takers.
Yeah, that's
Also being
What
one
if?
man down, that was
yeah.
ridiculous, but whatever. And we're not gonna talk about the goal that Egypt conceded because wow, that would open a whole new
If he
chapter.
didn't deflect it, the goalkeeper would have saved it. But yeah, they shouldn't have stopped for that free throw. So yeah,
Yeah, I think that they were right to protest who got the inbound, but once the referee gives it,
yeah.
he's not gonna change his
You can't
mind.
complain.
If
You can't stop.
if he were to change his mind, he's not gonna do it when the ball's in play,
Mhm.
and VAR could not do nothing about that because that's a in-game decision. So
And
you're gonna have to live
it's
with
not
that.
in the penalty area. So.
Yeah, you're gonna have to live with that.
So who do you think will win it? The African Cup of Nations. We're gonna close it with the winner of the African Cup of Nations this first episode. So you got Nigeria, Angola. Angola plays really good football.
Damn,
Got
Angola already against Nigeria.
Cape Verde, South Africa, Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, Congo against Guinea.
I think the team that I'm gonna be rooting for the championship is Angola because I really like their strikers. I like Wabululu.
Yeah,
Please.
because you're a colonizer and you want them back. Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. No, I really like him as a player.
The most European team. Right. Yeah. They speak Portuguese. They got that profile.
That's absolutely not my reason. What I was trying to say is I like Angola because they have Mabululu, that he's a great player and he's
Wasago is cool.
yeah.
The
That was
celebration
that
was
was
even better. Yeah.
yeah, but it's always the same one. It never gets old, but it's always the same one. Now, what I like about that team, and I was watching that game because I just wanted to enjoy it, and when in the 80th minute, Luvumbo Zito came in, the fans were hectic.
Yeah.
And every ball he touched, he tried to ball out everyone. He would just take the ball, dribble, and try to do whatever he could to get closer to the goal. And he was doing incredible plays. And he also got a post. And that was so sad because he was playing like he was on fire, and it was wonderful.
The crazy thing for me is that he doesn't play regularly.
He's young, inexperienced. They're giving space to players like Mabululu who already done this, and
So he's
and it's the first time that a team with a rank that low in what is it, the FIFA ranking, world ranking, it has reached quarterfinals. It's
that's very well. And opposing to the last African Cup of Nations, they are all different teams in the quarterfinals. Yeah.
well, it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, so I really like Angola too, because of Marlboro, just because of him. But you know,
Egyptian fan.
yeah,
Aditya Alessandria.
yeah. Cape Verde plays well. I think they could do it. It would really be a good story. It's all island.
They
with,
struggled against Mauritania, but yeah, they can manage that.
Yeah. It would be like a Leicester type story. Little island with
Trust me.
1,000 people.
Trust me, it would be the same Leicester story with Angola because they're like 117th in the world ranking, and I think it would be the same with with South Africa or even Guinea or also Mali. I think.
Everyone to win, except Nigeria maybe.
I don't want Nigeria. I'm sorry, I don't want
We
Nigeria.
like the underdogs. Even Cote d'Ivoire is an underdog. Even if
No, Cote
they're playing-
d'Ivoire is not really an underdog. Simply, they play so bad that they look like one.
they are playing
because they
at
played-
home,
they
maybe
played a lot of
they've got
terrible
the
games.
most stacked team because it's more completed than the Nigeria one. That's true.
look.
They got stars on midfield. Yeah.
Look at Kissy when he plays and wonder what happened to the player that played for your favorite team. And who the hell is that imposter?
One of my two favorite teams. Right?
Yeah, but he's not the same one. He's completely different.
But it's still called on the penalty spot. And Milan missed 2 penalties. So I think they still need it. Yeah, so
I hope Angola wins it, but it can be anyone.
Angola, South Africa.
I think the easiest favorites would
South
be-
Africa, that's because they did the Ronaldo celebration after they scored it.
I think a close
They vote this way.
I think a close final could be easily a Nigeria or a Cape Verde against Cote d'Ivoire, or also Mali could be a good upset because
Yeah.
they have really interesting players. And
I
they could
think
make
if Cote d'Ivoire beats Mali, I think they're gonna win it all because they're gonna have that. They have it right now because they knocked out Senegal, so they are the favorites. Yeah, but I hope one between Angola and South Africa.
who knows? We're just gonna have to live and
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, that's it. See you in the next episode.